The midterms are over a month away, yet candidates across the country are already setting their sights on 2020. One of the states with several potential presidential contenders is Massachusetts. And joining me now is Jon Keller. He's political analyst for our CBS station in Boston, WBZ-TV, and he has covered New England politics for almost 40 years. All right, it's great to have your insight, Jon. Let's start with these presidential contenders. Massachusetts seems to have a number of them. Who looks to be posturing for a 2020 bid?
Well, you can't have a presidential election, Elaine, without at least one and usually more candidates from Massachusetts. At least that's the way we view it in our supreme arrogance up here. But I think obviously at the head of the pack is Senator Elizabeth Warren. She's been making all the moves that a presidential candidate might make. Just this past weekend, she indicated she's going to take a, quote, hard look at it right after the November elections. So she would be at the head of the pack. Former Governor Deval Patrick has been talked about. He's a favorite of the what's left of the Obama organization. And then, there's always Jon Keller, former senator, former Secretary of State. He's perennially not ruling anything out. So don't worry, America. You'll have your Massachusetts candidates. No need to fret.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. You mentioned Senator Elizabeth Warren at the front of the pack. I want to play some of what President Trump said at a rally this week. He called out Senator Warren specifically.
That's right. Elizabeth Warren. She said she's considering a run for the presidency. Please run.
So the Democratic lawmaker has long been one of the president's targets. How influential will the president be in whether or not Senator Warren launches a presidential campaign, you think?
Well, the more he bashes and baits her, the more popular she's going to be with Democrats, certainly in the primaries. There was no accident that she came out with this comment about possibly running just now after sort of hedging about it for a long period of time. I think she wants to stake out her position within what's sure to be a large field of Democrats. But look, Warren has made her name on her combativeness, her intellect, her grasp of facts. I mean, her YouTube eviscerations of wayward corporate executives who appear before this or that committee have become legendary and kind of cold viewing. And during the last election, she didn't hesitate to go after Donald Trump on his own terms with snarky tweets and so forth. So if what Democrats are looking for in the primary is somebody who will just throw down the gloves and scratch and claw and go right at Trump, she's branded herself as someone to watch, to say the least.
Well, a lot of times we discuss New Hampshire and Iowa as being key states when looking at the presidential race. Why do you make the case that Massachusetts should be paid attention to at the national level?
Well, you know the old saying, as goes Massachusetts, so goes the nation. Okay, I think that was actually Maine, but here in Massachusetts, we like to think that we're trendsetters here. And all kidding aside, if you look at universal health care reform, we had Romney Care here, which was the precursor to Obamacare, and the legalization of gay marriage. Now, we're not leading the nation on this, but we've just legalized recreational use of marijuana. So culturally and politically, there's evidence that Massachusetts is a little bit of a trend-setting state. And I'll tell you, while New Hampshire certainly has that position as a bit of a kingmaker, although not always when it comes to presidential politics, don't forget that during his successful run in New Hampshire, Donald Trump held most of his campaign events here in Massachusetts, which is kind of interesting. We've certainly been an ATM for Democratic politicians in terms of a big money donor base here. And the Boston media, which reaches well into New Hampshire, is something that even Donald Trump sought out during his run. So absolutely, as goes Massachusetts, it's a given, as goes America.
Jon, I'm getting the hard rap now, but I have to ask you this. You're looking at the midterm elections. You're going to be moderating the first televised debate for the Massachusetts gubernatorial race. Republican incumbent Governor Charlie Baker is defending his seat. Tell us about that contest. Is it competitive?
According to the polls, no, it isn't. Baker has a huge lead in the polls, and Baker, quite famously, has been rated as the most popular governor in the country for most of the last 4 years of his first term. But watch out for that one on November 6th, Elaine, because women are pretty angry about what's going on with the Kavanaugh nomination, especially younger women. Elizabeth Warren is topping the ticket here in Massachusetts. If the combination of her presence and Kavanaugh backlash prompts a lot of younger women to run to the polls, well, you know what? He's not that popular among those candidates. And if Jay Gonzalez, the almost unknown Democratic nominee, can get better known, perhaps through debates like next Tuesday nights, watch out for that race. By the way, I think C-SPAN is also going to carry that so people all over the country can watch it.
We will be watching. Jon Keller, great to have you, sir. Thanks so much.